Coach? Okay. Certainly, really happy to get the win, obviously, and just proud of our team's effort. Thought they did a good job in camp and did a good job preparing this week for the game, and gave good effort today. Certainly, first and foremost, the objective is to win a game, and hopefully our guys understand it's rarely easy. Sometimes it is, but not too often, that's for sure. And then the most critical thing is there are going to be a lot of good teaching things from this ball game. We came out, I thought, with really good energy, had a lot of good momentum going in all three phases, and then got stopped on the fourth down and really seemed to be a drop-off at that point, and just some things that we're going to have to get cleaned up, certainly. So that's going to be the challenge this week. They always talk cliche-wise about week one to week two, and that is true. I think overall it's true. Most cliches are if you make it be true. So that'll be a challenge, but just some plays we'll see on tape that were close, where we couldn't quite execute them offensively, defensively. Special teams to survive a punt block, and I've never seen one quite like that. Certainly that was a good thing. So that's going to be the next thing moving forward, and that work will begin today. But right now we're just going to enjoy the fact that we come out of it 1-0 and I think fairly healthy. So and the other big thing obviously is everybody's going to have to get rested and recover a little bit so we can get back to work here next week. But again, just all in all, happy about the guys' effort. Happy to get the win, and just do want to say too, just want to close with our fans were fantastic. It was great to come out in Kinnick, and place is sold out. It was lively, great environment down there, and just appreciate their enthusiasm. So that being said, I'll throw it out and field some questions.
What did you think of Cade's performance, and was he iffy at any point the last couple of days?
Not so much the last couple of days. Early in the week, I think so, and we'll see. It's probably gonna be week to week, day to day. But my guess is it's something we're gonna have to manage as we go along. Hopefully, it'll get better as we go. But it was pretty clear he was intent on playing. He practiced well. So we'll just take it day by day. Hopefully tomorrow, it doesn't. It's not too sore, and he can just get back to work Monday.
Did he kind of battle you to stay in there in the fourth quarter a little bit? When Deacon was warming up a little bit.
I don't think so. I think he maybe said something somebody else be done to me. So that was about that.
Moving forward with Cade, where's the balance between healing that injury that he's got and getting the proper reps to get him ready for the next opponent?
There's really no way to predict this stuff, and I was thinking about during the week. Back in 15, CJ progressively got worse, and he really couldn't practice that last week before our bye week. We went over to Northwestern, and somehow, some way, he played a really good game there. And then the next week, just gave him a chance to recover, and he came back and played. So the one thing I know about Cade, I haven't been around him that long, but he's an extremely mentally tough guy and extremely competitive. So if he can't go, he can't go, and if he can't be effective, that was the biggest thing I think for us as coaches. We have to make that decision, and the medical staff dictates whether he can have that opportunity or not. But if he can play effectively and lead our team, we're all for it.
I mean, it was 24-6, and you did call him at 8.5 or whatever to go. Was that your call, and why did you make that call?
Yeah, it just not that we had the game in hand, but we felt good about things a little bit, and you want to get him out and give him a chance to regroup a little bit, and hopefully not set himself back. And good opportunity for Deacon too. It's the first time I think he's played in college, so there's no automatics on all this stuff. So it was good to see him get in there and have a chance to be in the game flow.
You guys scored touchdowns on the first two drives of the game, then kind of had a little bit of a lull before the fourth quarter. What did you see go well those first two drives, and what did you maybe see you needed to work on in kind of that middle part of the game?
Yeah, I think probably the most disappointing thing, we obviously had some leakage on that fourth and one, so the back really didn't have a chance to hit it the way you need to, and we'll have to take a look at that and see what happened. I can't tell you exactly what happened on that play, but to me equally as disappointing. Then they took it and drove it and got a field goal. We held them out of the end zone, but that's part we're going to have to learn. Like, you have to have responses, and you're not always going to make it if you go forward on fourth. So come back, let's get the ball back immediately and go back to work. So that's a team football component. We did a good job of that earlier. Getting a stop, taking the ball, driving it, those types of things. So part of that's just an emotional thing, and we got some young guys first time they've played, so they're going to learn how all that fits together. And And then just, yeah, specifically, we had some plays, seemed like we missed on a couple plays that were potentially gonna be pretty good for us. And, if you can hit those, it's a whole different, that's how you create momentum, and that's how you get things flowing a little bit. And when you don't, it's kind of a, boom, here we go, we're punting the ball. And we also blew a protection, I'll throw that one in there. I think it's the only sack we gave up, but it was a missed assignment where they came right up our guard center gap, which is a cardinal sin in pass protection, and I think it was on a 3rd down too. So that's a correctable error, and it was by somebody who probably was capable of doing a little bit better on that. So little things like that are the things that keep you from sustaining drives.
You mentioned the
personnel.
pass protection.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'll come right back. Yep.
12 personnel, 13 personnel, even 14 personnel. What kind of does this tight end room bring where you're able to have 4 tight ends on the field, and is that something that you see using down the road?
Outside of Strangle, we've got some experience there, which is good, and certainly Luke and Eric have shown that they're pretty good college football players. Addison's a guy who we're really high on. He did some good things last year, and he's just handled things well. And then Steve is a guy I mentioned I think a while ago that a year ago was okay. Tough transition from a smaller school, but boy, he's really just done a good job of starting getting, I think, everybody's confidence last spring the way he was practicing, and kind of continue that through August. So I think we got some depth there, and I'm encouraged by our receiver room too. I think you got a little glimpse of what we've seen in practice, and I feel really good about Nico certainly and Deontay, but also to have Caleb and Seth in there. Good to see those guys get out there, and so again, it's just part of putting this whole puzzle together a little bit and getting guys some experience.
You mentioned the pass protection error. I think just a little over 100 yards rushing as well. Just thoughts on the offensive line's performance?
It seemed like from where I was standing, they were blocking pretty good, especially in the pass protection. That was not their pickup on that one, and it is what it is. But the run game, it wasn't clean, and we needed to get cleaner on that deal. It was a tough preparation. I'm not making excuses, but it was a little bit of a tough preparation. Their coordinator had it's been a couple other schools, and just the personnel. Watching last year's Utah State film in a nutshell was not really going to be beneficial to us. It was really one of those ones where you just kind of trying to piece things together, and they did some things today maybe we didn't expect, but I think our guys adjusted to it. But the run game stuff, and some of that's just simple cleanup too. One guy missing a block, and all of a sudden we're using 2 guys on 1. That's not a good thing. So if you want to have a smooth run game, can't do it.
Is Xavier Wampa okay? It looked like he missed
Yeah,
some.
yeah. He was factored a little bit in that 4th quarter. A couple guys, some cramping. We lost one guy at halftime to the heat, and nothing long term, but it's just that's where our guys really have to be smart here the next 48 hours. And I remember Bob Cratch, having real heat issues on Monday, 2 days after we played K-State. Whatever year, it would have been 88, 87. I should know that, but he felt the effects because he didn't get back to where he should have, and ended up going down in practice that Monday. So you got to really take care of yourself. I think our guys understand that, but he was a factor today.
Kirk, you went a little bit stagnant second, 3rd quarter. How important was it for your first team offense to go out there in the 4th quarter and kind of get that touchdown just for momentum going into next week?
It's always important. You want to take the ball every time you got it and do what you want to do with it, whether it's try to burn clock or obviously go score. And that's usually the goal, is to go get points. So it was good. I think that's something important. We got a spark play. Certainly, Luke made a great play on that thing. So that's football. So we'll just keep working on it and just keep chipping away.
How did you feel that Cade McNamara performed on the field?
I thought, well, yeah. You got to remember with him too. He hasn't played in a year. All right, it's been a year for him. So those are things you just kind of keep in consideration. So I think it was really, I thought he did a good job. He seemed comfortable with things, and he's. You can tell he's a guy who's played, because the conversations going back and forth are pretty good.
Is there anything you're able to say on Jamari Harris's status?
Yeah, he's going to be out next week, and then we're looking forward to having him return. Yeah, sure can.
After last year's offensive struggles, was it refreshing to have an opening drive passing touchdown?
It's refreshing anytime. you know, anytime you score, anytime you move the ball, that's a good thing.
That was the first time since 1991 that Iowa's had a passing touchdown on their opening drive of the game. Did you have an idea that you wanted to?
That's good trivia. Yeah, I've never heard that, so, yeah.
I gave it up to somebody
Seriously?
else. I just saw it on Twitter. but-
Wow. Oh, okay, you're cheating. That's good.
Did you have an idea that you wanted to at least let Cade maybe show off for the fans a little bit to start the game off?
Nah, we're not that. Yeah, not that we're just trying to score. So no, I'm glad it worked that way. But yeah, I didn't know that.
How
Were
did
you
you, how did
happy
you
that
feel
it
that?
went to a transfer, you know, one of your new transfer portal guys that came in, Seth Anderson?
Yep. Seth's been a great young guy since he's been here. Really likable, just a tremendous young guy. And he's a young guy, emphasis on that, same with Caleb, you know. And so, yeah, we liked him in recruiting. Unfortunately, he couldn't practice in the spring because he had a soft tissue injury. So, yeah, you're hoping, you're wishing, and that's recruiting in general. You know, you hope you identify the right things, and then you really don't know until they start getting into things and being just, you know, transition into the program's a big part of it too. He did that without any issues, just, you know, seamless. But to see him play football, and we finally got to see him in August, you know, actually running routes and doing things, and I think he's got tremendous upside. I feel the same way about Caleb. They're both young guys that have talent, great attitudes, and, you know, good ability.
What do you think about Deshaun Lee coming in, playing against an active team? Only had really maybe one missed tackle that was obvious,
Yeah.
but the rest of it, what did you think of?
As impressive, I think, was tackling and just, you know, being where he should be to contain some of those things. And yeah, I'm really maybe as good a story as there was today, because you know you got a guy like Cade who's played, Deshaun hasn't really, and so for him to step in there and do that, and I thought he did a great job. And we've had good competition throughout August with those guys, and yeah, for him to step, this has got to be good for his confidence, and hopefully he doesn't get too overconfident. Because I'm thinking about a play, whatever year it would have been, night game, might have been the game that went forever. They threw one over our head on the left corner there, and hopefully we don't get overconfident.
You guys won the toss, and it seems like a lot of times defer. Like, was the choice to receive, is that something that like was kind of I guess a statement, or you really wanted
Yeah, we've probably. I'll speak in generalizations. We probably receive it more than most teams. I can think of one that might do it a little bit. At least they do it against us. I think it's a mind game, but yeah, we just tend to do that. But I mean, we had a discussion on it yesterday, and smart people will probably tell you to defer is the thing you should do. I think the book probably says that, but I don't know. Yeah.
Is Lucan okay? I don't think he came back after half.
He's got heat issues too, so we expect him to be fine. But yeah.
Caden Weegan had several touches in that the entirety of the game. Is he a guy who impressed in camp?
Who's that?
Caden Weegan.
Yeah. He I just got done saying on the radio. He's a great guy. He came here last January, really fast, and he's a great young guy. But last summer, he just couldn't get traction football-wise. You know, so last spring we started to see him really kind of come alive, and he had a really good August. So I think he's going to be a guy that's going to be able to play a role for us. And it's a credit to him. He just kind of stayed focused, and he's really worked hard.
So a couple more. 16 tackles today. What did you see from him out there?
For Jay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's what you'd expect. Not 16 maybe, but he's a guy that, even though he quote unquote wasn't a starter last year, we've always considered Jay to be a starter. He's a strong leader, just a tremendous young guy, totally committed. So yeah, we're counting on him, and same thing with Nick. For us to be good on defense, our linebackers, our safeties have to be good tacklers, and just really happy about Jay's play. Also, his leadership is really invaluable.
What did Deshaun do during the fall to earn that?
It's just competition. It's we evaluate guys every day, and TJ Hall's in that mix. So you got a couple guys fighting it out a little bit, but it's just a consistency, and we felt like he was the most ready to be the starter today, and count on him again for next week.
When you look at the offensive line and just the pass blocking seemed to be improved, run blocking seems to be a work in progress. What kind of steps do you think you can take between now and Tuesday, Wednesday to kind of rectify and move forward?
Yeah, it seemed. I thought overall that for their part, the pass protection seemed pretty good today. Guys probably, I don't know, use the right word is not concerned, but curious to see how Jennings would do. First time he's really played out of tackle, and when a guy moves and learns a new position. It's easy to say, okay, here's how you do it, and it's easy for the guy to go out and do it. But then when live competition starts, sometimes technique goes out the window and you just kind of, try to. So I didn't think the John Wood thing about, be quick but don't hurry. I thought he really looked like he was playing with a good mindset and really, playing to his strengths. So I'll be here to see that film. But it's easy for me to say. It's not always easy to do it, so I'm encouraged about that. Most of the running game, from what I could tell, is more a matter of cutting a guy loose or not getting the right fits we need. And, it's never easy, but I think it might get a little bit easier as we start to have film that's a little bit more. And we'll probably watch their film 49 times this week, and they'll probably watch ours 49 times. So, it'll be overkill this week. Last week, we're all trying to throw darts.
Speaking of the next game, how much did last year's loss to Iowa State stick in this program's heart?
Every time we play in this series, and it's a great series for the state, we expect it to be tough, and it's going to be, whether it's home or there, over here or over there. It's going to be a tough game, tough competitive game, and idea is to win. We came up short, so we moved on right afterwards.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Okay.